The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is an action program for people, the planet and prosperity. Signed and approved on September 2015, the agenda consists of 17 Sustainable Development Goals, with 169 targets to be achieved in the environmental, economic, social and institutional fields by 2030.
A decade of action. To achieve the ambitious goals of the agenda by 2030, it takes a decade of commitment, common challenges and partnerships. Together, inclusive, united in sharing important decisions for everyone's future, to make Europe stronger.
The first target is end poverty in all its forms everywhere.
By 2030, defeat extreme poverty for all people around the world who are living with less than $1 a day. By 2030, we have to reduce the proportion of men, women and children living in poverty, but it's possible to find different types of poverty. For example, the poverty of education, the poverty of health and extreme poverty.
By 2030, we must implement social protection systems for all and support the poor and vulnerable. Today, with the pandemic, the fragile belts of society have increased, both from an health and economic point of view.
By 2030, we must ensure that all men and women have equal rights and access to all the basic services. In Basilicata, the average of poverty is higher than the national one. Moreover, in our territory there are also poor health, resources in the hands of a few, and efficiency of services.
By 2030, become resilient, don't give up and help poor and vulnerable people in difficult situations. Learn to deal with economic, social and environmental disasters. How to achieve all these targets? We can ensure the mobilization of resources from different sources to provide means to all countries by applying adequate measures, programs and policies. By creating strong networks of national, regional and international political systems to support investment in the fight against poverty. But what we can say about COVID-19? COVID-19 is also known as the virus of inequality, as it widens inequality between rich and poor.
In Italy, the situation has worsened by the pandemic, but the roots of inequality are deeper to be found in the past. If we consider the word education, the first evident inequality was the lack of digital tools.
And what can we do? For example, don't leave anyone behind, improve education and involve institutions.